nerdsreviews.com presents Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Yo, we talk about lightsabers, stunning your TV screens, what you want to stream, everything beyond your dreams. Want to talk about movies, sports, or even politics? Go ahead and tune into us, we'll give you all of it. Whatever you're debating, Xbox or PlayStation, Marvel or DC, Mac or PC. Teraflops when the movie drops, gigabytes, chips, RAM, no matter what it is, we got all of it. Welcome to the show.
Nerds Talking, the podcast. Nerds Talking, the podcast, episode 15.
Welcome to Nerds Talking, the podcast, everybody. It's episode 15. We have Marie back on the show, joining Carlos and Lafayette, and we're going to talk about church. What? Rap in church? Okay. Let's start the show here, Nerds Talking, the podcast. Here you go. Welcome to Nerds Talking, the podcast. I'm Lafayette here with Carlos. No Hugh McCord this week. He is out and about touring the world. But Marie is back with us.
Hi.
Episode as she fights off her cats to stay alive. So we Carlos had a great topic to start with. It really just took. We had a pre-show meeting, and it really blew us away. So his thing was about religion. And it was about what if priests during their homily, instead of telling you what the Bible was meant to say to you, because that's how it works, they give you the homily, which is their message interpretation of the Bible that day or the reading. They read rap lyrics instead. You know, if a priest all of a sudden was like, lose yourself in the music the moment you own it, you better never let it go. You're like, what is... Yeah, like, what is he talking about? Mom, spaghetti, ready, battle mode, rabbit, run. People are like, oh, crap, he's doing 8 Mile. Now, first of all, I would go to that church. You know, St. Marshall. I'd definitely go to that church.
On 8 Mile?
Yeah, and it's just 8 Mile the whole time. Like, really? But I'd still go, even though, you know, what was his buddy's name in 8 Mile? His not Mekhi Phifer, the guy that was like a little slow, the white guy. Oh my God, Cheddar Bob would be the altar boy. Eminem would be the priest, of course. Mekhi Phifer would collect your money. So it's a church of Marshall.
Who would run the orchestra? Who would run the not the orchestra, but the choir?
About the choir. That I'd probably have. I'd have the guys that the other guys that run with them, the other rap dudes they're not even rappers. They kind of roll with them. Or I'd have the other
D12 should be the choir.
Oh, D12 can be there. That's right. D12. No,
right.
Well,
12 apostles.
D12, and then there's only 6 in D12.
That's all right. D12.
Dr. Dre is the choir. He's the actual like
plays the organ. He'll be the organ player.
There you go. Dr. Dre does that. Like I'd probably go to the Church of Beastie. I think that'd be a fun one.
There you go. Yeah.
Church of Beasties, where the priest he gets up there and he's just spouting off Paul Revere. And it's not even church anymore at that point, because what are you learning?
Music is like religion, though. It's very spiritual.
Depends on I think it depends on the music, right? So I think people get wrapped up in music. Okay, what's your favorite genre of music? Go ahead, tell me.
Well, lately I've been listening to a lot of girl rap, but I know it's cheesy, whatever. I like pop. I like pretty much everything except for country. What's
your favorite? If you can only listen to one album for a month, what would be? Everybody goes, if you were stuck on an island, you couldn't have one book. Like, no, I'm gonna make you stuck on an island. You can listen to only one album this month, and that's it. What album are you listening to for a month?
Right now I would listen to Cupcake, and she's a female rapper from Chicago with Cupcake with 2 Ks. I don't know if she's independent anymore, but she came up on her own. No one put her on. And
so that would be for 1 month, you'd listen to Cupcake.
I've listened to her for 2 months.
Oh, wow.
Her breakdown song is called Deep Throat.
This church is getting real bad. I've never heard of Cupcake.
So what would you listen to for 1 month?
For 1 month, if I can listen to one artist for a month, I guess an artist. I would probably Michael Jackson, because his catalog is fantastic for 1 month. But then again, I listen to Michael Jackson here and there all the time. 1 month. I mean, you know what? I'd probably
let's not make it an artist. Make it an artist, but one album.
Oh, okay.
One album for 1 month.
One album for 1 month. I would listen to. I'd probably listen to. Man, that's a good one. Even though I'm the one that came up with it. Man, one album for 1 month. I would probably has to be something that every song I enjoy almost every song.
Oh my god,
it's a hard one.
Pick.
It's a hard one, man. It's a hard one. I'll go with You know what? I go with the current album I've been listening to. I go with Dua Lipa's new album. So it's called Future Nostalgia. Almost every song's good on that album. So I'd go with that album because I can pick like Bad, Michael Jackson. I can pick Marshall Mathers LP, and I like all those albums. I can listen to every song, but I'll go with the current one. I'd pick for 1 month. I'd listen to Dua Lipa's Future Nostalgia. How about you?
It's easy.
Okay.
Beastie Boys, License to Ill. I can listen to that for 6 months. I can listen to that to a year.
How about 12 Inches of Snow?
I could do Justice before I could do 12 Inches of Snow.
Marie's like, what is that? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah,
Have you ever heard of Snow?
The Informer.
Informer. Bam. I like a bum bum down. No?
Is that what it is?
You never heard of that song?
No, I've heard that song, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the
like one song, one hit wonder. Is that what they are? I don't know. Tell me.
I would say he's a one hit. I would say he's a one hit wonder. He had another song that was popular off that same album, but he's a one hit wonder, yeah. But his one hit has carried that guy to like 20 years of like just endless money. It's ridiculous.
Daddy Yankee just did one with him with the same beat, right? The same.
He had the hook and everything.
Yeah, it was in Spanish.
I like a bum bum down. So there you go. The Church of Music has turned into just what's your 1 month album you have to listen to. Great idea there, buddy. You and your Church of Music. Oh my God. I think Church of Music would work with a live band.
I'd go. You got to get people back in the pews, man. Nobody's coming anymore.
Yeah, but I think you'd have to change it up all the time. I don't think it could be just like rap, you know.
It doesn't have to be rap. It could be anything. Like Sister Act.
Yeah, Sister Act. Yeah, they did like popular songs. That's a good one.
Oh, and I heard they're doing another one. I heard that they got Whoopi Goldberg to do another one.
They are doing a new Sister Act movie. Good point. Matter of fact, that's our next topic after this break. Remakes coming up. And would you like to watch them? And do you like remakes of old movies? Right here on Nerds Talking, the podcast. Well, that's very interesting. I mean, I wanted to go to church, and if I had listened to only one music in church, it'd probably be, I don't know, maybe the Church of Mariah Carey might not be too bad. She has a nice voice. And then if I only listen to one music for a whole entire month, it'd probably be Mariah Carey because she has a nice voice and she has a nice baby. She's kind of pretty. So, you know, hey, Mariah, I know you're single, and I'm single. I'm a captain. You can ride my boat anytime, baby. Back to the show. Welcome back to Nerds Talking, the podcast. So, we left you off with remakes coming out. Let me know if you want to watch these movies. These are all remakes of like movies that they don't really need to be remade, but they're being remade. So, first of all, can you guys name remakes that you did enjoy? Or maybe a movie that you didn't know was a remake till after the fact. Like, oh, wait, this was already made before? This is not the first time this movie's been made. So what movie comes to mind that is a remake that you liked and a remake that you thought, why the hell did you remake? Why did you even bother remaking that movie? So if you guys have anything that comes to mind, what movie you enjoyed as a remake and what movie you thought, what a piece of turd.
Okay, here's one. Clash of the Titans. The old one.
Hold on, let her finish. You didn't finish.
I wasn't really gonna say anything. That the one in the 70s is way better, and then this. I just don't like movies from this era. They're so cheesy. Well, I guess the one in the 70s is really cheesy, but it's like a classic cheesy.
You know that movie? That reason I like the original one because when I was younger and watched that, of course I saw it in the 80s. It was cool. You know what I mean? It was like
they show boobs.
It was just cool in general. You know,
yeah.
like it was freaking like, man, this is amazing. Even though it's like old old special effects, and when they remade it, I wanted the same feel of when and it wasn't. It was like
I agree. Clash of the Titans original is far better than the remake. The remake is
the story's a little bit different too.
It's just over the top. It was just over the top. Another movie that is really good is that Lady Gaga movie that came out with Bradley Cooper. What was it called?
A Star is Born. That's a remake?
That's been made like 3 or 4 times already. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Star is Born. The one prior to this was with Barbara Streisand and Christopher Christopherson. And then there's another one before that made in like the 50s. So this is like
they all had the same title?
And the same story, the same premise and storyline. Yeah. So, but the one with Lady Gaga was fantastic. It was great. But a remake that was horrible, like a really bad remake.
Ghostbusters?
Oh, Ghostbusters!
I like that one.
You enjoyed the latest Ghostbusters?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's
you know what?
It's not like something. It's not like in depth or anything, or I don't know. It's like for me, when I eat vegan food, I have to pretend like it's not the actual food that it is. It's its own thing. Like,
so you treated it as if there were no Ghostbusters prior to it. It's let me just
standalone.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to do that because it was basically the same movie just with females. It's like that was the bad part.
I mean, yeah. Well, all movies have the same plots, like take over New York, save New York.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I mean, just about everything was the same in that movie. Like nothing much different.
Yeah, they even brought back Slimer.
Slimer came back. The Stain Puff was the big thing at the end.
Like, just cameos and references back to the old movie, like a,
I don't know.
And then all the people were in it. All the people that were alive, all the original Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Carrie, when they remade Carrie, it was okay. It's not that bad. Stephen King movie. Oh, it was good. They remade it. That's way better the second time.
Pelham 123 is far better than the original.
Pelham, who's in that?
With Denzel and John Travolta.
Yeah. There you go. And here is a few that are gonna be remade. So these are a few that you might think to yourself, why? The Nutty Professor.
Who is gonna be in that?
So the original Nutty Professor was Jerry Lewis, which is hilarious. And then Eddie Murphy, which is also very good. Eddie Murphy's was very good. This reboot, it doesn't say who's going to be in it, but they are rebooting it. And hopefully they're going to have it in a year or two. Again. Another remake, which is interesting. House Party.
What?
Yeah, House Party.
Doing good these days. A lot of people
Kid and Play.
I do think the same as you. I think that is actually a good idea. Remaking Kid and Play's House Party for this generation. I don't think it's a bad idea. And I think same as you did back then, you take 2 maybe well-known rappers play the parts as a Kid and Play did. This is a bad one. Gremlins.
No.
The remake. I didn't think they're remaking it. I thought they were just launching the animated series.
They've been talking about remaking that movie for so long, and I think there was even a series that didn't do, or maybe it didn't even get released. I don't know. I just watched both of those movies back in December, and so I was Googling it, and they did have a series. It never got released. They've been talking about doing a remake for a long time. I don't know.
But you're right. It is actually an animated series they're doing.
On Netflix.
Is it Netflix? No, it's not Netflix. It's going to be on... Oh, you're right. It's Netflix, made by Warner Brothers. Yes.
Right.
The Crow. So
you can never beat the original with Brandon Lee.
Yes, exactly. I don't know why they keep trying to remake that movie. That movie is phenomenal as is. How about Conan the Barbarian for the 3rd time?
Oh, really? Who's in that
One
one?
of those. The original is just the best. It's great. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he doesn't even have any lines. He's just like, oh.
Yeah, and then when they remade it in 2011 by Jason Momoa, it wasn't good. Just so they want another shot at it. How about the Mighty Ducks? Who doesn't want to see the Mighty Ducks? Which they already announced this for Disney Plus, but they're remaking the Mighty Ducks and they're bringing back Emilio Estevez.
I heard of that.
As the coach.
Yeah, I assume he's a coach. Hocus Pocus.
I just feel like people aren't gonna like that one. It's one of those like the originals. You can't redo it. Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker. Who's that other one in there that no one knows?
Kathy Majimmy.
Yeah.
Majimmy. What if that was my last name? Majimmy. Hey, well, want to meet Majimmy? Anyway, this movie, I don't know if anybody remembers this movie. It's pretty funny. License to Drive.
I remember that one.
Yeah. It was actually pretty good. It was a pretty big hit in 1988 for Corey Haim, Heather Graham, and Corey
brother.
Feldman. Yeah. Labyrinth.
No.
They're remaking Labyrinth.
Why are they doing all this? I mean, people want to make a movie and you don't want to, what is it? Don't fix what's not broken. But come on.
That's right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's
because Hollywood's running out of ideas. That's
that's
what it is.
What it is somebody comes up to a producer and says, "Hey, let's take Labyrinth, but we can make it so much better with the effects we have now, and I can fix the plot holes that are in it. Because when you watch it back, maybe this part is wrong. We can make it a little bit better." And when they try to do that, you realize, you overdid it. Matter of fact, you put too much plot into the movie now. Now it sucks.
Who is Bowie? You can't replace that guy.
But it's also, I'm guessing, hey, remember that movie that made like tens of thousands in the 60s? We can remake it and make millions,
That's exactly what it is.
It's a money grab, it's a cash grab.
Yeah, because they're remaking this one. I'm excited for it, and I'm also worried about it. The Exorcist.
They've made that so many times, haven't they?
No, but you're right about one thing. They've made that type of movie so many times. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they're remaking The Exorcist. They're bringing back the original director, and he wrote the book of The Exorcist. So he's going to be hands-on. And he kind of said the same thing. Oh, I think now with the technology, we can make it even darker and scarier. I'm like, that movie already itself is terrifying. Like, and
gruesome and scary. It's not really that scary.
It's not scary as in, oh my God. It's more like when I watched it originally, maybe I was like 11, 12. It was more of an afterthought. Like, you go into your bedroom and before you turn the light on, it's like, that bitch better not be in my bed, spinning her head around. Highlander.
Well, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah. And another one here is American Werewolf in London. I'm not sure why they make that movie.
The original always scared the crap out of me as a kid. I could never finish it.
Okay, how about this one? I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Do we really need that though? I mean,
I'll be honest, I'll only watch it. They bring back Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr.
I thought that was Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Oh, that's right. She's a star in it. Yeah, it's right. She's a star in it. And the other guy, what's his name? Ryan Phillippe.
Well, he disappeared.
Yeah. Oh, he does TV. He does TV now.
Yeah, the shooter. The shooter.
And the last one on the list here is they should not remake this, but they are. And it's already been written. And they already got the directors for it. And it stars Dwayne Johnson. And it is Big Trouble in Little China.
No.
That's crap.
Yeah. A lot of flops.
That's garbage.
Hey, listen, he's already been in one remake, right? Jumanji. As a matter of fact, there's been like 4 remakes. The Rock, Standing Tall, Jumanji, which isn't a remake, it's a sequel, but people think it's like a remake.
Which one?
What about like Mad Max? Mad Max wasn't a remake. It had the same director, but it was a whole new story plot. That was a good movie though.
Right.
No, that's not a remake. That's just a new movie of Mad Max.
But the Jumanji wasn't necessarily a remake either. It was
no.
plot.
Yeah, and I'd be honest, it was better than the first one.
It was good.
They're just different. That's a different period.
The premise is good on the sequel. The video.
Well, no, you're right. It is a different era because we're talking video games. Everybody's playing their video games. So yeah, totally makes sense.
I just think, if kids watched it today, the one with Robin Williams, they probably this is not very good. But we like it because that's what we grew up with, right? So it's a classic to us.
And the actual sequel to Jumanji is that other
Zathura.
movie, Zathura by Jon Favreau,
which is good. That is a good movie.
It's very good. Yeah, it's
Zathura,
a very good movie.
With Dax Shepard.
Yeah, I think it's Zuritha.
It's the same premise. It's a board game that comes to life when you play it.
Space adventure.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, it's a really good one.
Good.
Space adventure. Yeah.
What? Two of them that you missed is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah, I know that one.
Is being redone with Will Smith and Kevin Hart.
Originally with Chevy Chase.
With Steve Martin and John Candy. I don't think the impact of the ending is going to be as strong with those two actors as it is with the original guys.
I don't know. I don't recall the original one that much.
Well, spoiler alert.
Oh shit.
The ending is John Candy is a lonely guy, and he clings on to Steve Martin on this trip home, and apparently he keeps saying he's going home to see his wife, but his wife has already passed away. So he's not going home to anyone. He's lonely. And so just when it's a real tearjerker. If you want to watch, if you want to check this out, bring a box of tissues.
Is it funny?
No, it's funny throughout the movie. But then at the end, Steve Martin really rips into John Candy about something or other. And then John Candy says, well, you know who likes me? My wife likes me. And then we find out that she passed away.
You ruined the whole movie. There's only two movies I cry at, and that Lion King.
And you know what though? I saw The Green Mile for the first time last year, and I knew how it ended, and I still wept like a baby. That was such a good
you know what? How about the Disney remakes? You guys like those? Lion King, Mulan, Aladdin.
No, I like
Jungle Book,
and I like Jungle Book, and I like Beauty and the Beast. I didn't like the Lion King because the animals just didn't have very. They didn't.
You know what it is? That movie, first of all, it's the exact same movie. Literally the same. Even the shots are the same. With that movie, the problem is between the animated and this one is they can't look that realistic. They have to be cartoony in a sense.
Yeah,
they have to have
facial expressions,
facial expressions, and so forth. Yeah, to sell it. It's like when they made Sonic the Hedgehog and they had to rechange the whole character because he looked so dumb and he had to look like like the actual video game. People were like, "What the hell is this?" You have to, You
know what? To be honest with you, I think that was just an advertising ploy to get people in the seats. I don't think that was ever going to be the real Sonic.
I think so.
I don't think so at all. There's no way. Sega was like, oh yeah, that's a great looking hedgehog. There's no way.
The way did they make it, and then it came out, and then they remade it right away? Because I know that there was some issues with the way he looked, and people were really...
No, when they released the trailer, they released it with this horrendous looking hedgehog. And all of a sudden, everybody was on Twitter yelling at the director, and all of a sudden the director was like, oh yeah, you know what? We're going to push it back 3 months. We're going to redo the whole hedgehog. And I don't think that was really the hedgehog. Because when you look at the end and you see Tails, he's at the very end of the credits. He looks just like the Sonic in the movie, and unless they redid Tails as well. Because I think if that was the real hedgehog from the trailer, I'm sure there would be a movie cut out there available to watch with the original hedgehog.
I don't think they'd ever put that out.
Because I don't think it ever existed. I think it's just for the trailer.
So you're basically a conspiracy theorist. Oh, man. Here we go. Hey, what's your second one? You said two. You had Plane, Trains, Automobiles.
I heard this today. The Naked Gun.
Oh, I did hear that with Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
That's such an odd choice.
Seth MacFarlane's directing.
Oh, that's right. Seth MacFarlane. That's right.
Wasn't The Naked Gun originally like a funny movie?
It's a comedy. It's a comedy. Yeah.
Another one is The Pink Panther, starring Seth Rogen.
Huh.
Well, Seth Rogen, he's man.
That's kind of a movie, isn't it? Yeah.
Like his Green Hornet was horrendous.
Oh, that's another one. Well, that's not really a remake as much, but it's horrible.
A television show brought to the screen.
Well, there's some bad ones too. Best one, Turner and Hutch.
What's the best?
Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, I think the best TV show brought to a movie is the Brady Bunch. Was actually entertaining. The original Brady Bunch movie, that was entertaining.
The thing about that is the characters. First of all, they casted people that were spot on. But it just seemed like an episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, they made a sequel.
Yeah. The sequel wasn't that good.
And then I heard they're doing the Knight Rider movie.
Yeah. I don't think people care about that anymore. You know? I think it's ran its course. Okay,
I thought the A-Team was going to be a good movie, but that wasn't.
Wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't what it could have been. I mean, I totally could have seen that going further, but I enjoyed it. But I'm just saying, it just could have been better.
TV movies that turn it, TV shows that turn into big screen movies. Maybe we'll get into that next. Right here on Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Charles in charge.
I mean, I like movie remakes. One day I hope they make the movie Home Alone, but with Air Bud, the dog, and he's home alone, and he does all the shenanigans that Macaulay Culkin did in the original one, but it's a dog. I watched that movie. It'd be called Dog Alone? I don't know. Rough Alone. Right back to the show and Nerd Talking the podcast. Welcome back to Nerds Talking the podcast. Here with Carlos and Marie. I'm Lafayette, and we left off at TV shows that were turned into movies. And which ones you liked? Which ones you were like, oh, why did they make that? I start with a good one. The first Addams Family movie was very good.
Yeah.
The first Addams Family was fantastic. And then we talked about Starsky and Hutch. That was funny with Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn.
That was funny.
21 Jump Street.
That was good. 21 Jump Street. The first one was funny.
Second one wasn't bad, but the first one was hilarious.
First one was good.
First one was hilarious. What other ones can you guys come up with that maybe weren't that good?
Bewitched. That was horrible. That was crap on a tray.
Yeah. You know what the problem with that movie was? Is they casted the wrong guy as Daryl.
I think so.
Because Will Ferrell at that point was very popular, but you put him in a role where it wasn't funny.
Well, you put him in a role he didn't belong in.
That's what I mean. He didn't fit.
No.
Jim Carrey would have been good for that role.
I don't even know why they made that movie.
Money. It's always about the money.
Of course.
Oh, or sometimes these people have the rights for so long they have to use the rights of the movie, they lose it, and it reverts back to the original owner, and then that owner makes the money off of all the residuals. So whoever owned that movie is like, just make something, okay? That way we still own the rights to that. And
I'm surprised they haven't done an I Dream of Jeannie movie or Gilligan's Island movie. Oh, you know what they have made though recently? I don't know how well it did. It was Fantasy Island, but they made it into a horror film by Blumhouse.
Oh yeah, it looked horrible.
Yeah, I never saw it.
No one saw it. What other TV shows? I mean, we can't really say Star Trek because Star Trek just falls in line with Star Trek movies.
Those are remakes. What do you think of those?
Well, they're not remakes according to their storylines. They're alternate timelines of the same characters.
Well, no, I get it. But when you take...
But they're good, though.
Right. When you take a cast of people, you're trying to replace the original cast because they want the new generation to fall in love with them. To me, that's a remake.
I mean, they made 3 of those, right? And the first 2 are excellent. The third one is okay. It's okay. It's okay. So...
I thought you guys were originally talking about the ones that came out in the 90s, was still with Bill Shatner. And what's his name? Spock.
Oh, yes. What's his name?
Yeah, we covered Shatner last time.
Your favorite topic.
Good old Shat. Yeah, no, TV shows turn into movies. I'm trying to think of other
movies turned into TV shows.
Movies. Oh, that's good too. They did Lost in Space.
Yes.
But movies turn into TV shows is a little twist right there because there's not many of those.
Didn't they make the one with was it Psycho, and it was like a prequel, but it's the show?
Oh, Bates Motel.
Bates Motel. I didn't see it. I heard it was really good though. And then I watched Hannibal, which was excellent.
But another one that the TV show turned into movie that was really good was The Equalizer with Denzel. That was good.
That was a TV show?
That was a TV show.
But that was an old TV show, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, it was in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. And it starred, I can't remember his name. Not Robert Blake.
No, it's, you're on the right track, though. It's Robert something. But now they're redoing the show again.
I know. I saw with Queen Latifah. Yeah.
Nothing against Queen Latifah, but you already have a popular movie. Why not just carry that character over to the movie? I mean, to the TV show.
What show?
Like, The Equalizer.
The Equalizer. Oh, how about this one, which wasn't that great? Miami Vice.
Is that another Dwayne Johnson?
Oh, that was Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell
and Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
Not good.
I'm sorry.
Well, if you watch that movie, Jamie Foxx is not really in it that much.
It's all about Crockett.
Yeah, and the reason being is he signed a contract, blah blah blah, but he didn't know that they were going to be shooting in Mexico in very dangerous areas where there was very high gang
cartel stuff.
And he was like, no, I am not filming there. Sorry. So the day he goes to shoot there, like 2 of the people working on set that lived in Mexico die. They get killed by the cartel. So he's like, I'm going to film for one day and I'm out of here. And he left. So everything shot there was mainly his one day of shooting. And that's why a lot of it is Colin Farrell in the movie. So, But yeah, that movie sucked too. That movie sucked. Just like SWAT. SWAT sucked.
Yeah. SWAT.
SWAT was horrible.
Made that one better. It had an interesting plot, but it's just the action is kind of kills it because they focus too much on the action and not enough on the story.
Exactly. Yeah. No, you could. Yeah, exactly. Like you can. Those type of movies don't need a ton of action. You know, I much rather watch movies that are about like crime drama where it builds up to the crime or how it's being committed or so forth, and then you see them, it all fall apart. But if you just do action, oh they got away, action, oh they got away again, action, oh damn it, we suck at cops, we're not very, they got away again, and then they figure it out at the end. It's like, no, that's just crap. That's crap. But oh well. But yeah, I don't. But movies turn into TV shows. I can't think of a lot of those.
A lot of them are like Scooby-Doo, Star Trek.
Well, Buffy the Vampire Slayer was a movie originally.
It was a movie originally. That's right. With Kristen Swanson. Something like
Kristen Swanson.
Kristen Swanson. And it's pretty good actually. That's a Josh Whedon movie. That's how he got his name.
Oh, that's right.
Josh Whedon. He created Buffy the Vampire Slayer and turned into a huge TV show hit, and also being rebooted as a movie.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, good pull right there. Yeah, good pull. You know, I mean, you can call Godzilla a remake, right? Can you call?
Oh, sure.
King Kong a constant remake. Predator. Well, Predator hasn't been remade. It's just been added to.
Predator. They need to stop with that. You're never gonna outdo the original. They need to stop.
Predator versus Alien.
Oh, that was really bad. That was
there's a bunch of them, isn't there?
Yeah.
Another one that wasn't do so well was the Avengers.
Oh yes,
the British
Thurman
team. Yeah,
yes, Uma Thurman and Ray Fiennes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. The Avengers.
Yeah, some people like this one. I didn't really care for it, but Man from U.N.C.L.E. with Henry Cavill.
Oh, with Henry Cavill.
Armie Hammer.
It was okay. It's just, you know what, that type of show there, and like you said, it was a British show.
Mm-mm.
So I don't think people knew what it was. So it didn't take off. Nobody knew what it was. But
and
yeah,
what about,
Man from U.N.C.L.E.
the ever popular Baywatch.
Horrible movie.
There you go. 5 minutes of it wasted my 5 minutes.
There you go. Rock in another remake type of. Yeah. What's Rock's best movie? Let's just jump ship.
Tooth Fairy.
Wait, which one?
The Tooth Fairy.
The Tooth Fairy. Okay, Fairy. That's one of his.
Is that the one?
That's one of his first
the hockey
movies.
Player. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he a hockey player in that one? Or it's a football player in that one.
Is he? No, he's
Is he a hockey player in that one?
He's a hockey player.
Okay.
No, my favorite Rock movie is Jumanji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, mine is CIA.
Oh,
that's
with Hart.
Hilarious. Oh my god, that's a hilarious movie. Jumanji.
What about?
No, you know what? Hercules.
Oh,
I know how much Carlos hates that movie. That's why I brought it up.
Oh my god. Even the Lou Ferrigno one was far better than that crap hole.
Was it what now?
Was it a cartoon? Because there was the Disney cartoon, and then there was an.
Oh no!
No, it was originally
a real movie.
Lou Ferrigno played Hercules.
Oh.
It's another remake.
Yeah.
And this one's got a twist to it, though. Hercules is just more of a myth, a tall tale. He's not like strong and mythical or anything. He's more like a Conan figure. Yeah.
Right,
but
right.
with a sense of humor.
Now, another real bad remake is The Honeymooners. And that was a TV show turned movie. Not a remake, I guess, but a TV show turned movie.
So bad. So bad.
And another TV show turned movie, which was actually pretty funny. I thought it was funny, was Chips.
Now, that is hilarious.
That was funny.
Chips is very funny. Yes. Yes. Chips is very funny.
Goofy.
It's goofy. Yes. Oh, it's goofy. I think that's the best way to go about those old TV shows. Make them goofy.
Right. Like they did with Starsky and Hutch.
No, like they did with 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
21 Jump Street wasn't a goofy show. It was like hardcore undercover teenage cops, blah, blah. But it was goofy as hell when you watched it.
So was Chips originally a series show and then they made it?
Yeah, it was a series show about Highway Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
California Highway Patrol. I'm sure they love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
What about the Dukes of Hazzard?
That's a good one too. It's funny. Dukes of Hazzard was funny. So, like again, if you make an old show, you have to make it goofy. You can't go too serious. But you're right about one thing. Honeymooners, just man.
It's so bad he's stuck on it.
It's so bad.
But another really bad TV show turned movie. I mean, really bad. The Flintstones.
Yes, both of them.
Yes.
Oh my God. So bad.
The Simpsons was a really funny movie. I was surprised.
Really?
And it was the South Park movie too. Those are
Oh my God. The South Park movie is hilarious. The Simpsons is a good movie. It's just, you know, it's not a remake or anything. It's just more of The Simpsons. You know what I mean? Just more of The Simpsons.
What about
if
G.I.
it was like
Joe?
live action, then you'd be like, okay, you know. But
G.I. Joe.
like Homer and Bart if it was a live action.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It would be weird to see it. But G.I. Joe, so those are cartoons turned movies, is a whole different thing too. Transformers.
Yeah, Transformers.
G.I. Joe was trash.
And then
Which
video
one?
games turned movies.
I didn't hear you. So one more time.
Ninja Turtles.
Oh yes,
Turtles.
the many iterations of Ninja Turtles. Yes. Yeah, and video games turned movie. There's not a good video game turned movie. There is not. There's not. You can't name one.
I can name one.
Go ahead.
When it first came out, I liked the original Mortal Kombat.
Watch it now.
Oh, I know. When I watch it now, I'm like, yeah. But back then, when it first came out, it was pretty decent.
I think
not as good as Mario Brothers.
I think we're more.
Mario Brothers.
That's the worst one of all of them.
Oh, you know what's a good one though? Is Pokemon. That was pretty good. Detective Pikachu.
Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad.
You guys have all of these movies.
Yes. Yeah. I have nothing else to do.
Like now.
All right. Well.
Genre, so it's like certain ones.
Yeah. We'll be right back with one more hot button segment after this here on Nerds Talking, the podcast.
My favorite TV show growing up is probably going to be, I really like Charles in Charge. You know, he was always in charge, and he was in charge of the children, Charles. And he was also on the Happy Days, and I think it was the same character. I think Charles is Chachi, I think. And anyway, right back to the show.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking, the podcast. And we're going to start off with some breaking news. Our always Bitcoin update is going to give us a little kick in the nuts.
Yeah, it will. It's taking a quick dump.
What's it at? Okay, first of all, last time you told us it was at 39,000. What is it at now?
31.
That's like an $8,000 dump.
$8,000 dump. Yeah.
It's Bitcoin. It'll go up again this week to like 35 or.
Well, it probably will. No, it actually new update. It's down to 30.
Oh, it's gonna take a shit fairly soon.
Yeah, it will.
Joe Biden's in office and he's like, "F your Bitcoin." Wow.
How does it go up and down?
Oh, it goes up and down quite a bit. Like,
but that's a good question.
How often does it go up and down?
Yeah, and like how much does it go up and down?
$10,000 per week. It seems
It can literally go to like 40,000, and the following week it could be at 17,000, and then jump to 30,000. It's just, and the way it goes up and down still makes no sense to me.
No.
How people must be getting rid of it. That's the only thing I can think of. People are getting rid of it. And then so the way it goes up and down is people get rid of a lot of it, and then people come in and buy it.
Like
and yeah, like stock, but it fluctuates so much because people dump a lot of it, but not everybody jumps in and buys a lot of it at once. So kind of just up and down, up and down.
Like this, in the past 12 months, it went from $3,800 to $41,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's in a 12-month span.
Yeah, in 12 months, it jumped $37,000 in 12 months,
which makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's your Bitcoin update. Carlos says he's lost his shorts, as they say.
I have.
He's now out of all of his money.
Don't stand up.
So email us at nerdstalking the podcast, nerdstalking@yahoo.com, and send him some money, like
send me
$1.
Venmo me.
Venmo him.
I'm gonna start a GoFundMe or let's not GoFundMe. Yeah, GoFundMe.
It's such a sad day today. He's lost everything. How much did you put $200 in?
$300.
$300. My goodness. Oh, how are you gonna live?
Cheese, government cheese. That's what I'm going with.
Why do they call it government cheese?
I have no idea.
There is
somebody looked at it.
Government. Is it? I think it is because I think it has to do with when they used to hand out food, right?
Sure.
I'll look it up real quick. Government cheese. Of course, now we know what it means because the term cheese is, meant for
money.
Money, of course, right? Like cheddar, like hey, But government cheese is processed cheese provided. Wow, that can't be right. Like, what is that? Where does that even come? Government cheese is processed welfare, food stamps recipients. They receive government cheese, yada, yada, yada. Da-da-da-da. That is hilarious. And it shows a single piece of government cheese wrapped in cellophane. That doesn't. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Here it is. Government cheese is created to maintain price of dairy when dairy industry subsidized artificially increased supply of milk and created a surplus of milk. Wow, that is wild. So it's more or less about actual cheese.
Yeah. Government cheese.
And now it's known as just welfare. So when you get government cheese, it's welfare. But government cheese. Interesting. Very interesting. Have you guys ever got government cheese?
No.
Would that count as like unemployment?
Wait, is stimulus check government cheese?
Oh, it is government cheese.
Yeah. So yeah, I've gotten government cheese.
Yeah, I've got government cheese.
Oh wait, yes, I have. I got food stamps for a little bit, but I only got like $5 a month. And then I also got grants for my degree, which is great. I feel bad for anyone with student loans.
Wait, $5
what the hell
a
are you supposed
month?
to do with $5 a month?
I mean, that's what it was. I just made that much money over the threshold, so I only got like $5 a month.
Oh, okay.
It was legit only $5 a month because you have to make a certain amount and they give you a certain amount. So
now, was it the EBT card or was it when they actually gave you like those coupons?
it was the EBT card. I don't think they do coupons anymore. Well, coupons is different. That's WIC, and I work for WIC, and you have to be pregnant and have children under 5, and they give you coupons specifically for this kind of food. They still have that. SNAP, which is the food stamps, you can buy whatever you want, which doesn't make sense to me. I would rather people be prescribed the foods that they need. So
food stamps, welfare is always a touchy topic for people, you know.
Well, one time my dad went grocery shopping right after work, and he used to do sheetrock. He was a sheetrocker, so he was totally dirty, you know, beat up jeans, whatever. So he bought groceries with cash, and the change they gave him was like welfare. Was what do you call it? The welfare coupons. That's what they gave him.
How long ago was that?
Oh, it was a while ago. It was like a while ago. Yeah, but it's just the idea that they gave you cash and you're going to give me food stamps. I gave you cash, give me cash. You know?
Coins.
Yeah, I mean, if that was to happen to like these days, like what would you take as an alternate?
Bitcoin.
No. You can't get Bitcoin. It has to be something they give you. They actually give you at the register. Where you're like, you gave them 20, the thing cost 10, and they gave you this back, like movie tickets. You're like, what?
Mentos.
Oh, wait, you say Mentos?
Mentos.
Well, that's like you're paying for the Mentos.
I have to give it to me as change.
Coupon to a pizza place, or I mean, that's kind of an even exchange, right?
So you'd basically take a $10 gift certificate to a pizza joint.
Mm-hmm.
Where the guy's like,
my money there anyway.
Yeah, he's like, hey, we ran out of $10 bills. Here's $10 to Mount Mike's.
Here's a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
Hey, would you like some gold chocolate coins? Open your hand.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's it. That's an interesting take. Oh, wait, my phone is ringing. Let's see who this is. You guys carry the conversation.
All right, let's see who. Oh, why didn't he keep it on? Let's see who it was. Sad.
All right, I'm back. The guy who we don't want to talk to the guy who it was.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, it's a fella that's lonely and needs a friend. So what I do is I have two phones. One's a work phone, one's a personal phone. I have my work phone call me. So, because I am that lonely fella.
It's a fake call. Yeah.
Anytime I need
Hey man, I got a call, guys. I'm done the podcast. I got a call.
Oh man. So yeah, and then of course, as you guys know, this week we got our president is now in. He's in, and he's already done 25. What do you call those?
Executive orders.
What do you do? 25 executive orders already. He just jumped right on it.
Bills.
He what?
Is it executive orders or bills?
No, executive orders where he just uses his power to reverse, flip, to change, to set a new. Yeah, he just went in and just undid stuff. And
you know what's funny is that I couldn't be on Facebook on Wednesday. There's just so many people like, oh, this is the worst day for the country. I'm going to bed. It's a bad day for the country. Blah blah blah. I'm like,
or the other way around.
Right, right, exactly. Like, oh, what a great day! I can finally where I can finally breathe and blah blah. I'm like, what are you suffocating? Because I can tell you what, the last 4 years, my days have been the same as they are today. You know, nothing's changed. You know what I'm saying?
Change really.
People just, man, it's like they're looking for negativity. It's what they're looking for. I'm like, chill out, man.
Victim.
Right?
Yeah, right? It's sad. It's sad. Facebook this week was like, I mean, even today it's like that, where people, that's not my president, blah blah. Or
that's the other way around, right?
Some people now are, now it's the other way around. That's the best part. And the best ones I've seen is like 3 people so far on my Facebook talk about QAnon and how they can't believe how none of it happened. None of it came true.
You know, all those negative people. What's that saying? Misery enjoys company. I mean, they just look for more miserable people to hang out with.
And the worst ones are what you just said. These next 4 years are gonna be like hell on earth. I'm like, man.
People don't know what they did. They just ruined us. It's okay. Sure.
Yeah, exactly. Right? They just ruined the whole planet, not just the United States. It's crazy. It's like people don't understand. Nothing's gonna change for you personally. You still have to go to work. You're still gonna pay high state taxes. So hopefully you live in a state that doesn't have taxes or low taxes. But we live in California, so
we're F's either way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Taxes.
Yeah,
I just don't pay taxes. I stopped paying taxes.
I
don't pay.
Not to.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't pay taxes because I'm Canadian.
Well, if it was good for the last president, it's good enough for me.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't get why people get so caught up in this stuff. Like I don't know. They get crazy with it. But anyway, the president's now he's 74, 76 years old. He's an old
74.
Man. He's 74. Are you sure?
He was.
I think Joe's 77.
Podcast.
Right? Isn't Joe 77?
Oh man.
Okay, Google.
Is Donald Trump older than him?
How old is Joe Biden?
No, Trump was
78 years old.
78?
78 years.
Oh, he's not
old.
going to make all 4 years, man.
He's the oldest president.
I'll take bets right now. He's dropping at 80. He's dropping next month.
So today,
Oh,
today, one of the new members of the Senate or Congress, either or, she put in for impeachment of Joe Biden.
Oh, that's that idiot who believes in QAnon.
Yeah, the QAnon nut. Yeah. She put in impeachment of Joe Biden already today
for abusing his powers. I don't know what he abused.
She's saying that he abused his powers when his son worked for that Ukrainian company. I'm like, what is that?
Has nothing to do with the presidency.
You can only impeach for what a president has done as president. You can't impeach somebody for what they did the day before they weren't president.
You're gonna start making rules up as they go along.
Oh, she was a hardcore. Well, first of all, she's a QAnon nut job. They thought QAnon was real, and then she's a hardcore Trump person, so she just can't let go of it.
I was wondering how long it would take for them to try to impeach him. It was actually a lot faster than I thought it was.
Like 12 hours. And the best part is you can impeach people all you want. If the president doesn't resign, it doesn't matter. That's just okay, wow, I got impeached. Yay. And then Twitter update. I went on Twitter and told her that she is a retarded effing cunt.
Did you get blocked?
I actually got suspended from Twitter permanently.
What?
Yeah, permanently.
Wow.
They said you have to write us an appeal to, and my appeal, all it said was I said mean words, and then I put it won't happen again. Then I put period, but they were pretty mean.
You should have said, but they were fact.
On the chalkboard.
Yeah, it's that's what I should have done. I should have wrote pretty mean words like 100 times in a row, and at the end just put, but still. A retarded cunt.
I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, man, just it's crazy. I mean, I was like, what? Oh, that's okay, whatever. But still, it's just wild that I'm not the type of person that goes, they take away my freedom of speech. It's their platform. They can suspend me all they want.
Well, why can he say whatever he wants and incites violence, but you can't say you're a fucking cunt and then now you're suspended?
Oh, it's just only because somebody reported it. That's all. I mean, somebody went through the comments or
God, what a snitch.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's how you get. I mean, could you imagine how many people reported Trump when he was tweeting? Like thousands of people, and then Twitter probably had no idea what to do with it because they're like, well, he's the president. We can't just suspend him. Like,
no, that was Mark Zuckerberg. I think the guy on Twitter actually was trying to suspend his account at one point. Because I think the guy who made Twitter's might be a cool guy from what I was reading on Reddit. But
yeah, he's pretty chill. But Reddit too. Reddit's a platform I've never used.
I was really interested in it for a long time, for a few years, and then after the George Floyd thing, it's just oh god, I don't even want to get into it.
They went crazy.
Well, it's like they're just hypocrites, and you can't argue with them. Even if you're on the same side as them, if you just have a slightly different opinion than them, you're wrong. And it's just like, God, everyone on the left, like I consider myself someone on the left, but people on the left are just idiots. Oh my God, I cannot stand them the most. They're so close-minded, but they think that they're so much better than everyone because they believe in diversity, but you can't talk to them. There's no discourse. There's nothing.
You're not wrong about that because
I know.
I'm the same as you. I consider myself on the left, but man, those people that, like you said, are left,
extreme left.
You're like, come on, man. Like, just drop this whole 58 genders and we need to create 7 bathrooms in Walmart. And
well, I get that. Like, because you have to, if we didn't have our pioneers fighting for us, we wouldn't have these rights. Like, we'd probably still have separate water fountains for, people of color and then white people. But
segregation, yeah.
They are like we were saying earlier, they're victims. They're victims. Oh my God. And a lot of people aren't even involved in it. They just want to complain about something and they don't do anything.
And that's another thing, right? Which you just said. Yeah. People just want to complain as if they're fighting for someone else's cause, and yet those people that they're fighting for are kind of like,
aren't
hey,
asking
chill.
for it.
Yeah, like chill out.
On when there's virtue signaling.
Yeah. It's funny you bring that up too, because that kind of stuff again. When people bring up the gender stuff, and what gender are you? Well, I'm Aqua 7-9er. What is that? It doesn't mean anything. It just means like the pee in the shower. And that's not a.
Or in your van.
Yeah, that's not a gender, or I mean, this. I don't know. As people that bring that up to me, like when they ask me what kind of the whole gender thing, I'm like, listen, there's two genders. If you're a guy and you recognize as a girl, that's cool, but you're still a dude. In the end, in the end, you're still a guy. Your gender is still male. Your gender, like physical gender, what you recognize as, well, that's up to you. You want to recognize as.
What happens if you get surgery though?
But then the surgery, that's different, right? If you get surgery and you can clearly, it looks spectacular, you're going to be recognized as what you had done. You are going to be recognized as that.
Okay, what about people that are born with, because I took a human sexuality class in college, but I was also looking this up yesterday. I've been watching a lot of Drag Race. I know I'm obsessed. There are people who are born with 2 chromosomes and a Y chromosome. There's hermaphrodites. There's all these different people who are born with different functions going on in their privates, but they can't really label themselves as one gender or not. Like, what do you do about those people?
Again, see, that's a tough one because they, first of all, they have to have some part down there, right?
They have 2
regardless. Parts. Well, that's more or less hermaphrodite. That's what we, that's what do you label those people? Because you're not going to call them.
In that class, they were saying that a lot of them will dress them as girls. I don't remember why, but I remember a lot of parents that have kids with, I don't want to say messed up genders, that's kind of fucked up, but with confusing genders when they're born, they mostly will just push them off to the girls' side. I don't know why. I don't remember. Maybe you could Google it.
But yeah, I don't know. That thing's different. That's different. I think that's a whole different thing. I think, man, I think that goes what you said. I think that just goes the route of almost like your choice. It's an option. You pick,
There was another thing that they were talking about. I think I got a bachelor's degree in social work, and this kind of stuff is brought up a lot. And they were saying, if you have a baby, whether it's a girl or female, why can't you just bring them up gender neutral, like dress them in whites and yellows and greens and stuff like that, and then let them do whatever they want. Mind your own business.
I don't know. I don't know.
I like that idea.
I don't know about that idea. My take is the norm is boy, girl, right? That's the norm, right? And then you can, but okay, I get that. But do you think your child is sophisticated enough, or I should say has, I don't know, I guess enough, is your child smart enough at a certain age to choose for himself?
I don't think it's necessarily a matter of being smart. I think it's a matter of being in tune with who you are. There's
but is it the parents that are going to choose for them, or is it that the child is going to choose for themselves? Meaning, if a parent has a boy but decides I'm going to dress him only in pastels, and he's going to wear, like he's going to dress, preppy in a sense, right? Or hipster at a young age. This parents decide that the whole time. Does the child's not aware of that? He just thinks my parents are dressing me. This is my look. This is my thing.
I don't know. There are, growing up and childhood and the whole nature versus nurture thing is like such a complicated issue, because you have people that grew up. I knew people that grew up Mormon, and they're like, fuck the Mormon church, right? And I think it really depends. But a lot of people, I think, who grew up I don't even watch football, but I like the 49ers because my parents did, right? And I grew up in a certain household, so I lean a certain way politically, and it kind of just depends on who you are, how you grow up, whether you're going to be religious or not, or there are people who kids.
But I think that's a little bit different. Religion is different because religion is a choice you can make as you're older, and you can break away from it.
Push that stuff on them. I don't think they should. But what I'm trying to say is you can grow up a certain way and dress your kids in a certain way. They're going to grow up and, rap is cool, so I'm going to dress I'm going to dress in saggy pants or whatever. But I grew up preppy. I don't know. I think when you hit high school, you kind of figure out who you are, or you try to anyway.
Well, I think that's what I'm saying.
Stay in your old phase until you're 35.
A kid is gonna make their decisions anyway. They're not gonna stick to, well, of course some will, but they're not gonna stick to just what their parents drilled in their head their whole time.
But at what point do you stop? I mean, like in your world where it's neutral, everybody's wearing white or whatever, non-dominant colors, I guess. By what point do you stop? Are you not allowed to play boy sports or girl sports, or does everybody play sports
What's the difference between a boy sport and a girl sport?
Well,
there's no different in that. There's no difference in girl. First of all, there's no difference in girl sports and boy sports. But is it fair for a boy to play in a girls soccer league?
Well, think about it. I mean, if you ask somebody who plays baseball, you're not going to say, "Oh, my girl plays baseball, so my girl plays softball." You know, and I didn't make that label. It's just the labels we're given, right? And then, is it really fair to make everybody play the same thing? I mean, one gender is going to dominate over another.
I've known a couple of transgendered women that have played soccer, and they've been all different skill levels. They've been terrible, and they've been really good. And I don't know. At first, it kind of bothered me, but then it doesn't anymore because I know that I'm better than some of them. So it's like I don't,
That's a good one. That's a good topic. That's a very tough topic because transgender women, which I guess, men or whatever, boys that are now transitioning into women, and then they're like on the wrestling team, they just dominate the women. They just destroy them.
There's a boxer or a UFC fighter who was like that.
I saw that. And you're like,
certain ones that I think that are fine, and then other ones I don't agree with, like the UFC.
Yeah, and you're like, this is not like, even in the Olympics there was one where she dominated everything, and I was like, that's a dude. Like that's a guy dominating you people. Like, do you understand? Like, he's gonna win every time.
I don't think that's fair. I think
it's not fair. Yeah,
you're gonna have
these. It's fair
if they're gonna be playing sports. I mean, I hate that. Now we're kind of segregating again because right now we're labeling again because now we're going. Okay, we have men's, competition. We have women's competition, but now we have transgender competition. That's how it should be. That way, they all compete against, I guess, in their group, right? As opposed to like the UFC fighter who's just killing it because he or she is fighting women, but he was originally born a male, right? So I don't care what you try to tell me, the male body and the hormones in the body are stronger than the woman. Mm-hmm. Even if you transition to be a woman, you still have that strength of a man, right?
Oh no, yeah, no doubt. Like you can't, it doesn't. When it comes to sports, I'm telling you, when there's somebody dominating like that, and I'm like, oh my god,
that's kind of. I've always, I'm all for rights and whatever bathroom you want to use, just wash your hands, whatever. But with sports, it is a little bit different because it is biology. You can't escape that.
Right.
Yeah. And there's a reason why there's men's basketball, women's basketball. Because
why don't they have co-ed professional sports?
I think it would work in basketball. To be honest, I think it would work. Professional, it would work in basketball. I don't think it would work in anywhere else. First of all,
co-eds professional sports.
Co-ed sports, yeah.
I don't think it would work. I don't think it would work in basketball either. I just don't think you would sell the seats. I don't think people would come.
Well, no, you wouldn't sell this. That's the thing. People have to understand. Men watch sports.
Yeah,
that's why women's sports don't sell like men's sports because men watch sports. Do you know what I mean? Like, there are professional softball leagues, like professional, just like Major League Baseball. You never hear of them.
Softball, people still watch that. I don't know. It's
no. That's what I'm saying.
Boring.
Okay, not even that. There's a professional women's soccer league in the United States, but you would never know it because the fan we know it because we know soccer, but the sports fan has no clue because it's not men's. Because men is a majority of a sports fan. They don't care.
But that's what you see for now. What if, like, in, I don't know, say 20 years, because girls weren't supposed to play sports growing up, like when, I didn't just turn 30, I'm about to be 35, but when I'm the first generation of girls who I think are decent at soccer, who can have, like, juking skills, we weren't allowed to play when we were growing up, but now it's more accepted, and so I think as time goes on, they're going to be different. They're going to be betterly skilled.
I don't think it's a skill thing. I think women's soccer, people are already skilled at women's soccer. I think the women's soccer's talent is already there. It's how do you get the men?
Different.
How do you get the men to watch it? That's really all it is. How do you get men to watch women's sports? And you won't.
Diving and fighting and crying on the field.
The one thing I like about women's soccer, they don't flop and they just go down and get right back up.
I think the only sport that men watch when it comes to women is the UFC. That's it. And the only reason they watch it is because they're beating each other up.
Mhm.
That's the only reason they watch it, because they see that as a male thing. Like, they're beating each other up.
That's true. Like maybe a year or two ago, somebody said, "Oh, LA still has a WNBA team." I'm like, WNBA, is that still a thing? I didn't even know that was still a thing, because you don't hear about it. It's not on TV.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, it might be on cable, it might be on ESPN, but it's not on like local.
And when you watch wrestling, you know, like the fake stuff, the only way they sell women is by basically dressing them in lingerie. That's the only way you can sell it to the male audience. Even though their wrestlers are talented, the only way you can sell it is make sure they're wearing as least stuff as possible. And it's funny because men are just wearing little tiny skimpy little shorts or almost like Speedos. But as a guy viewer, you're not watching that. You don't care. You're just watching two guys slam each other around and do all these flips and jumps. You're not paying attention to that part of it. But when women come out, you're like, oh yeah, look what she's wearing. You're not paying attention to any wrestling. You're just like, yeah, she's the hot wrestler. Like
lingerie football league.
Yeah, they have that. They have a lingerie football league. And
that's true.
And here's the thing, that is to attract men, and men still don't care because they're like, that's not football. That's not football. They're like, football is men. Men playing football is football.
Well, what's funny is that they renamed it. It's now like Legends Football League.
Yeah, it's Legends Football League.
Right.
Yeah. All they did is change the L, like what it means. But that's what it's just tough. The whole gender thing is, especially in sports, it's definitely male dominated in every aspect. But again, for instance, when you go to Walmart, Target, and so forth, they have the men's, the women's, the family restroom. Then they just have one that says restroom.
Lafayette just uses pants.
Yeah, I poop my pants in the family restroom, and it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you're gonna identify, even if it's a men's or women's restroom, you're gonna identify as one. It's just you're gonna identify as one or the other. You're not gonna go, excuse me, where's the other restroom? Like,
why can't they make just one big restroom?
I think it's more, to be honest,
that would be.
First of all, you don't want to go into men's restrooms. And second off,
fair enough.
Yeah. And I think women would be uncomfortable with men walking into a restroom. I think that's just really what it is. So, plus we have wall stalls. It's much easier for us to go.
We'll go. What do you mean?
Like number one, like we don't have to go into the stall and the toilet. We just have these little things on the wall. We just use. Oh. They take up less room.
Women do too? No, we call them.
No. dirty.
Kidding. Only in the bar.
Well, that's how they are in some places, where just a big old sink down the wall and everybody's standing there.
If you go to the Oakland Coliseum,
that's right.
It's a horse trough.
Yeah.
Oakland is a pee city anyway. You just pee where
I remember walking in one time during a baseball game and like, what the hell? And just like 20 guys all lined up, just whipping it out. I'm like, what? And then YMCA started playing, and oh man, I went out, and anytime I needed a refill, I went to the restroom. So anyway, that's a gay joke, people. It's a gay joke. All right. That's our show. Thanks for tuning in to Nerds Talking the Podcast. We covered your remakes, your TV shows, your presidential update, your Bitcoin update, thanks to Carlos. And he's taking it hard right now. He can't handle it. Yeah, exactly.
Cheese. I'm going to need that.
He's going to need his government cheese. There you go. And we covered your sports. Not in the way you thought, but hey, sports it is.
Good talk.
So,
good talk.
Enjoy your weekend, your football playoffs, and we'll see you next time here on Nerds Talking the Podcast. I'm Lafayette, Carlos, and Marie.
Bye.
Goodbye.
See you guys later.
Well, that's our show, everybody. I'm your Captain Phillip, and I don't know. I mean, if you see me and you call me a guy and you say what's up, and maybe you want to call me a lady. I mean, I might, I'm not gonna be offended by anything, but still, I'm pretty sure I'm a guy. I have a penis, so I have a penis. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Nerds Talking the Podcast, episode 15. Remember, Nerds Talking the Podcast. You can reach us at nerdstalking@yahoo.com.